Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. As you see right here, we are merely 6 days away for Extreme Rules. As you see, Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, and Bayley have that contract signing. Did the contract signing go as planned, or did anything came about between the contract signing? We'll get to that coming up on the Raw Ring Report, as well as husband-wife duo Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae are in singles action. Johnny taking on Otis from American Alpha. Johnny Gargano get a win from Otis. And speaking of American Alpha, Otis tag team partner Chad Gable's in action against Braun Strowman. It's a mismatch between these super heavyweights, Otis and Braun Strowman, with different heights, but big super heavyweight agility taking on the cruiserweights is Gargano and Chad Gable that's getting a decent spotlight. Speaking of Gargaro's wife, she's in action. When she takes on women's tag team champion Dakota Kai, it's like NXT all over again, but it's on the Raw brand. We'll get to that. As well as kicking off Raw, the Judgment Day, Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles team up, taking on the Judgment. right, sorry about that, folks. We've been having a lot of difficulties and stuff. Um, like I said, the Mysterio family, but I'm gonna kick off with Ray and AJ taking on the Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Finn Balor with Rhea Ripley and Dominic in their corner, and we'll get to the fight pit face to face, no physical contact. Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle in the ring at the same time, but no physical contact. We heard news earlier this past weekend that Daniel Cormier from UFC fame, former UFC champion, will be the special guest enforcer. And so we'll see that match and how Daniel Cormier will play out in that. Plus, too, we'll get comments on Cody Rhodes. Wasn't when he came in WWE, he was not going to was not believed that he was not going to go for the WWE championship. A little bit of misconstrues of what's going on with that, but Cody was going to be put into the slaughter, but thank God he didn't. We'll get to that and more as Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. In the pre-show, we're joining the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, Mr. Kenny. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. On the Pro Wrestling Show we have for you, but we're going to get things started. As you see right here, the tag team action between former WWE champions AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio taking on former Universal Champion Finn Balor and former United States Champion Damian Priest, along with former Women's Champion Rhea Ripley and former Tag Team Champion Dominic Mysterio. Well, speaking of Dominic kicked off the show saying he wished his father Ray would die, saying Ray ain't his father. But y'all just took pictures and stuff, so I guess it's just storyline based. But Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio has a long, strained his relationship. This always starts back from 2005, if you can recall, when Eddie Guerrero was feuding with Rey Mysterio over the custody of Dominic and playing these games, and now Dominic, like the sins of the father or the sins of the uncle. Dominic Mysterio is kind of lost and doesn't know who he is, and he's trying to say that Ray is the fault for it. I don't believe Rey Mysterio ain't the fault for it. Rey Mysterio has been a legendary star. Rey Mysterio will want to steer him to the clean side, not the dirty side. I guess they just get Dominic some edge or something, but you know how that go. Well, we thought at first when the tag team match happened, AJ was going to turn on Ray and join the Judgment Day. That wasn't the case, and the Judgment Day started attacking AJ and leaving AJ out, which kind of made no sense whatsoever. The Judgment Day leaving the charge with their dominance, Finn Balor leading his charge, his pack, getting himself ready for this Saturday's match in Screen Rules when he goes against Edge. We think Finn Balor's the leader, but really everyone has an equal. No one's the official leader. I believe Finn Balor is because Edge is going after him. After he believes that Edge believes that Finn Balor was the one that kind of infiltrated the Judgment Day and took over from there. So we'll see on that, and like I said, we'll see. Speaking of that, Solo Sakai, the member of the Bloodline, the enforcer, got confronted by Angelo Dawkins. Angelo Dawkins won a piece of Soldier Kai matches made later on the night between the two men. So Sakai did go against Angelo Dawkins and did so in a destructive way and beat Angelo Dawkins to a blood to beat him up. Angelo Dawkins really ain't got no nothing to say after he put his foot in his mouth and the Street Profits and stuff with the bloodline. Don't know what the tag team championships gonna go from there, but I think Roman is the only one who does it. But if they want to really do something with the bloodline, have them go against the Judgment Day, and let's see who win in that match. Got four down against you know how they go. But the Judgment Day, we'll see stuff. Speaking of that, Edge talked about during with the Judgment Day, he has nothing to lose and nothing to give. That he said he thought at his age at 37 he was gonna retire, and then he came back in retirement 10 years later. So Edge is a heartwarming story, a heart touching story to say for least. But at the same time, Ed said he's gonna put Finn Balor through the hell that he should went through weeks ago. So it's gonna be intriguing to see that match and saying that the whole Judgment Day is gonna take him down. He's ready. He's ready for that. So we'll see if the Radar Superstar can get the job done over the Judgment Day. We'll just have to wait and see on that. Well, speaking of that, um, in more action, the Otis from American Alpha took on Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano has been a thorn in the Money in the Bank winner's side. Austin Theory, as they both came from this key forming away. Now Johnny's returned back to WWE on Raw. Johnny trying to win his way through. Gargano got distracted by Theory after Theory hit him with the briefcase. Um leading Otis to capitalize and get the win with that mighty splash. So Otis got the win, but it wasn't that neither. After Braun Strowman took down Otis's tag team partner Chad Gable. Braun Strowman showing an example and setting an example that he ain't nothing to be played with neither. So Strowman getting revenge as well. So these super heavyweights getting their revenge more ways than one and stuff. Well, we know Candice LeRae was in action. She took on women's tag team champion Dakota Kai in a good instant match, but it just didn't prove out well after Candice won her match over the women's tag team champion. So we had to see how that's gonna play out. This is the official photo of the women's tag team champions Dakota Kai, New York Sky. Good photo as them being the women's tag team champions. I don't know if Sasha Banks or Naomi gonna return. They said Sasha Banks. No doubt what's going on with her. But we'll have to wait and see. Well, speaking of what Braun had won his match, Omos was looking at Braun Strowman. I think they need to save that match. That is a match you start up at Royal Rumble, not at Wrestle. And I hope they just don't put it on the side of the show. That's what they lean towards, putting that match on the side of the show. But I would have just hold back and wait. But knowing them, they're gonna put that match, Braun Strowman versus Omos, on the side of the show. And who's gonna emerge? Who's the true big giant of WWE of this decade? I guess of this thus far. So we'll see. Lashley, the United States champion, had a battle. He went against Ali. Ali was the one never gave up. Ali took the open challenge. He lost his opportunity. Ali didn't give up from the whole hurt lock. But Ali wants a crack at the United States Championship until Seth Rollins mingled himself in the match, and Seth Rollins trying to position himself to get a U.S. Championship match, and he will get a U.S. Championship match next week. So we'll see that match between Seth Rollins and Lashley. If you look on the upper left side, your upper right side of your corner, the U.S. Championship will be on the line. Seth Rollins with Bobby Lashley. They need to just do like this. Whoever wins this match between Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley, I'm sick and tired of them putting the titles on the line. They need more than on the title. Whoever wins between Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins earns a championship match, a future championship match against Roman Reigns. And no, they ain't gonna do it at Survivor Series because they're gonna have some with War Games. Do it at Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley should go at it one more time, and whoever wins will be the number one contender for the championship at Royal Rumble. And we'll see that match at Royal Rumble. I can see that being a possibility. Speaking of Seth Rollins, him and Riddle had a face-to-face no contact disagreement until Daniel Cormier showed up. Seth Rollins and what's his Matt Riddle will meet this Saturday in a fight pit match. This is a fight pit match. We haven't seen the likes of a fight pit match in almost 2 years. When Kurt Angle was in that in a fight pit match, well, current special guest referee fight pit match on NXT 2 years ago when Riddle took on Timothy Thatcher. Riddle lost. Could Riddle make up for it in a fight pit match? You just have to wait and see. That's all gonna play out and stuff. So Daniel Cormier sent a message that like a Mike Tyson s message that he ain't nothing to play with, and he's gonna call it right down the middle. There's gonna be a winner. There's gonna be a loser. I'm surprised Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle was side by side. You would have thought they would have killed each other, but just the art form of wrestling and stuff. You know, we'll see how this play out. Also, to the main event. Well, we got to the contract signing between Alexa Bliss and Bayley. We know that Alexa Bliss and Hero met. Alexa Bliss and Hero tried to beat the hell out of each other after what happened earlier. That didn't turn out to be the case. Hero showcasing Alexa Bliss with the contract. But Oscar came out at the end with one tried to walk with one bad leg, but it wasn't an effect. Damage control stood above War Room champion Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss and Oscar. So we could see that being a possibility, and we could see them leaving with the goal. So that could be a possibility and stuff. So hey, look for that in the coming days. All right, that ends the Raw Ring Report. Let's move on. Well, we're gonna go for this right quick on the Raw Ring Report. Next week's Raw is gonna be a banger, as you see right here. Roman Reigns, the undisputed champion, returns to Raw, and he with his faction, the Bloodline. Sami Zayn just looked odd in that peer group, but it is what it is. Jay doesn't want him in the group. I don't blame Jay. Speaking of that, the U.S. Championship is on the line, the United States title, as Bobby Lashley defends against Seth freaking Rollins. We saw this before, and now Seth Rollins has an opportunity to become U.S. champion again, but he should be going for the main championship and try to get in the psyche of Roman. We'll see that. Speaking of that, former family mates or stable mates, whatever you want to call it, Johnny Gargano taking on Austin Theory. This has been boiling ever since Gargano returned to Raw, and now Theory can finally get his hands on Gargano after he cost Gargano his match against Otis earlier in the show. And to the 25 year, the golden anniversary, no, the silver anniversary of D-Generation X formation. Founding members Shawn Michaels and Triple H will be in house along with Road Dogg and X Pac. Won't see Billy Gunn, but Billy Gunn worked for AEW. They heard rumors that AEW the fans might say something out of line, so they might be prepared for that. So we'll see that next week on the Raw Ring Report. All right. Speaking of that, let's move forward. Let's move forward. The rest of the hot topics. We continue to get these codes, and this is the latest code from Bray Wyatt. I don't even know what is that. It's just weird, but only time will tell. Many people are even speculating that Joe Gacy might be the right rabbit. We'll see, but this is the current QR code that many people are talking about and raving about between what's going on. So we'll see that. Also, too, Warlow wanted someone to answer him for a match. I think this match right here is built on nutrition. Warlow taking on Brian Cage. He wants somebody that's big and the same size as him, the same level. He's gonna get it with Cage for the TNT title. Cage is a former, I believe he's a former Taz FTW champion, but it doesn't matter. But if they make Cage look bad, but trying to put Warlow over, that's fine. But Warlow needs our opponent, and I think Cage is the right opponent. Let's hope that AEW makes sense over this and not waste this booking. Speaking of that, UFC former UFC president Dana White, he's ripped, he's cut into shape. It's like Dana White has been training in the gym. Dana White's he probably want to be in UFC and be the version of Mr. McMahon UFC. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. Speaking of that, Sami Zayn wrote this post about him and Jey Uso having troubles in their working relationship. But Jey Uso ain't playing. Jey Uso doesn't like you, Sami, and you, Sami Zayn wrote this. Some people have endured a lot as a result and have a hard time trusting others. Lord have mercy. Well, that may be, but we'll see how that's going to play out eventually and stuff. We told you that the WWE internalists put LA Knight, Eli Drake back into the internalists, so he's not calling himself Max Dupree. Max Dupree. So Max Dupree is no more. He kicked himself out of his own group this past week on SmackDown, so he's gonna call himself Eli Drake. Yeah, dummy. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of that, Cody Rhodes. We saw that he returned at WrestleMania this past year, and his 3 victories over Seth Rollins at back-to-back pay-per-views. Now Cody, there was rumors Cody had suffered a torn pectoral muscle. There was rumors and reports that Cody Rhodes was never going to be given the chance to become WWE champion under Vince McMahon. I feel like that's kind of a disservice. I feel like some people say Cody just took the money and went, didn't care about him winning a championship. But he's been talking about it. That's the only time that's eluded him to make his dad proud. And I think Cody wouldn't just come to WWE just not to win a championship. That'd be crazy and beyond Cody. Because if he did do that, he could have just stayed at AEW if he was gonna do all that. But some people just that they want you to build your masses. And see, I think with Cody, that's what he's doing, building his masses and trying to gain more reach. So probably down the road, some folks will kind of see AEW like, you know what, I want to see AEW and get a chance to see it live in the living color. But like I said, I'm kind of not surprised nor shocked that Vince McMahon when put all his might into Cody. I would have done so, but I wouldn't try to hold nothing hostage. But you know, stuff like that. So let's see. Uh, trying to see. Last Storm, for an Impact producer, talked about Impact was good, bell to bell. Wants to see more of that. So we'll see how that we play it out. So yep. And it was another one right here. I don't even know what Finn Balor's what Bray Wyatt's trying to do. But it's intriguing, but we had to wait and see how this is going to play out. All right. That's going to end the Pro Wrestling Show presents the predicted outcome for the Raw Ring Report. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT Ring. Oh, speaking of NXT, we'll talk about it tomorrow too. NXT commentators Vince Joseph and Mackenzie Mitchell tied the knot this past weekend in Italy, and they had a lot of their wrestling fans, including John Morrison and Tyler Valkyrie. Um, just about everybody. Everybody wanted to help and participate. They got that chance. We'll see. So I'm gonna leave you an image of could this be damage control after Screen Rules with Bailey holding up the Raw Women's title and as well damage control with the tag team titles? And time will tell. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show of the Raw Report. See you tomorrow.